Welcome to the Utah PTA Podcast. I'm Mike Williams, Director of Communications, and to my right, your left is...
I'm Angelee Aedo, the Family Life Commissioner.
And I'm Cammy Whitchurch, the Community Engagement Commissioner.
And today I was thinking of sitting in the middle, so I would say something different. But today we're talking about 100 years of PTA here in Utah.
Which is
Woohoo!
awesome.
Crazy.
So awesome.
We're going to party all year.
And Angelee has a question for us, right, Angelee?
I do. Speaking of 100 years, what do you think is the best decade of music?
80s.
80s does have a lot of good music.
I was born in 82. I grew up with 90s, but I love the 80s. Just,
The 80s, I think 80s music is definitely better than 90s music.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the late 90s music. I really like that.
Although...
Late 90s, early 2000s, that's my jam.
So I was born in 80, but I had older siblings. Like, did you ever listen to Casey Kasem's Top 40?
I did. That was like the best thing
Yeah,
to listen to
like
on Saturday.
Oh, it was on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was on
But that's
Sunday.
okay. Maybe I'm dating myself. But we would just listen to that and play Legos in my sister's room or Barbies or whatever. And yeah, so I remember, listening to that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it was on Sunday. Maybe on Saturday.
I don't know. I can't remember now.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say for me, like 80s, like as far as like lasting music, that's not to say that there aren't songs that I enjoyed listening to, but like good, lasting, like that's a classic song kind of music, I would say 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2010, I used to work for Skyline Basketball, and I would record all their games and go with them on the road, and sitting in there with their warm-up music, I really like 2010 stuff. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
I do like 2010 stuff, too.
2010 stuff is real fun. I love Katy Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
I love Lord.
Lord is awesome.
So much.
So, I don't know. 2010 is fun.
I do feel like some of like the 60s stuff, like Aretha Franklin and some of that's so good.
Yeah, I think every generation has good music.
Yes.
There are just things, yeah.
The 70s is kind of a wash. I mean, I like some of the 70s, but definitely not as much as the other decades.
If I was stuck in a room, I'd be stuck with the 80s. There's so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now in dance, we're working on a new routine, and it's To Love is a Battlefield, and it's like all 80s moves.
Fun.
Yes.
It's like
Flash dance.
It's
That's what I think
it's so fun, and it's like a plastered smile type of a dance. That's what I live for. Straight jazz, plastered smile dance. I love it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So when are you performing?
June, the second weekend in June, whenever that is. Put it on your calendar.
Okay.
7 o'clock.
Okay.
Who's this, by the way? We're not supposed. I don't know if we're advertising.
No, we'll be there. If you really want to go.
Jolie Arts Dance.
Nice.
Awesome.
You can come watch me dance. It's really fun.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, so we're talking about 100 years. So Cammy and I are on the committee to help plan all these parties that we're going to do. They are.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I'm on the committee too, but I haven't gone to a meeting. Sorry.
Oh, you should come. They're fun. And they're at night.
They're later at night. So
Yes.
they are a party because everyone's a little tired.
I know, yeah, seriously. We're like,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
what?
Night meetings are fun.
And Chris is like, rein it in, you guys. Like, come on, get back on the agenda.
Make sure I go to those meetings.
All right.
Get
Our
me
job,
there.
text Mike.
We
Where
will
are
text you next time.
Thank you.
Anyways, so at convention this year, we're going to have a big dance party the
Yes.
first night of convention.
And it's 20s themed.
Yes.
Which I'm super duper excited about. I actually am going to get a dress for it. You don't have to dress up. You can just come. But I want to get like a 20s flapper
I
dress.
have a dress, but I kind of want to get a new dress.
Ooh.
Maybe like do some
I can wear my
pink or-
wingtips.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a good era.
I know.
I can wear
think
my
it's
bowler hat.
Yeah. Is that 20s?
I don't know.
I don't know
But I
either.
can wear a
Yeah,
bowler
you
hat.
can
I have
put
one,
on.
and
Yeah.
I love it. It's
we
red.
went to a Halloween party one time, and it was like Roaring Twenties or Egyptian themed, and so I borrowed this dress from my friend, and it was a 20s dress with my husband dressed up as a bootlegger,
Cool.
and that was awesome.
I love those little like murder mystery costume parties. I think
Yeah,
they're
it's so
really
fun.
Yeah.
But we're excited that we're celebrating 100 years of PTA. It's 125 years of national PTA, which is awesome. So our first thing is at convention. We're having a dance party. We're gonna have snacks and party it up. It's gonna be so fun. And then we're hoping to have a float in some of the summer parades. Cammy's in charge of the float.
Yes, if you want to help out with that, or if you have leads or anything, we would love that.
I was like, I don't want to do that. I'll come help paper mache, whatever. But
Okay, how in depth are you doing this float?
Well, so we have to come up with a plan. Why, do you have some leads?
it has to be like a float.
It has to be legit.
Yeah.
Because
So
one
I
of
worked
the
on our state float.
yeah,
2
those
years
are a lot of
ago.
work.
Brutal.
They are a lot of work.
I don't
I've
know
helped
how
too.
you can PTA and float at the same time, because that's impossible.
Yeah, it does have to be done really by the beginning of the summer, so that's what's going to be tricky.
Can we $20,000 modern display it? Because
Well, if
I
you
mean,
if you
we're
can get
looking
some
for a
sponsors,
sponsor.
yeah. So it does have to be a legitimate float.
if anybody
because-
wants to sponsor our float,
Yeah, and I think it has to be insured as well. Otherwise, we could be in other parades, but to be in the Days of 47 parade, you have to have
Yeah.
your float
Oh, yeah.
insured. So,
oh yeah.
yeah, but if you have some leads, or maybe you're like, I am the float queen, done this before, give us a call.
for sure, we really want you to call.
Yeah, like we're not kidding. We are serious. Or if you have a trailer you'd like to donate for this float, it will not be available all summer. Just so you know.
Yes. I'm like, I could offer up this trailer, and then I'm like, no, he uses
Yeah.
it like every weekend in
Yeah.
the summer.
That's the problem, is a lot of people are using them to haul their toys or to do summer projects, and so that's probably going to be a tricky one.
But we can figure it out.
Yeah,
Somehow, some way, we'll figure it
we'll
out.
figure it out. But yeah, so I'm excited about that.
But that's gonna be fun.
And some just like summer community events, like if your city has a
Like city days.
a celebration. A lot of them are over the summer. And so we're hoping to maybe catch some of those and have some booths with some swag, because everyone needs some PTA swag. Maybe we'll have some
And we
Pulse
did.
podcast swag
We did
too.
order some fun
Mm-hmm.
swag that we need to start giving out.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm the Midvale Harvest Days Committee Chairman,
Oh.
but I can hook you up to get you guys in our parade and at
For
our-
free.
I know, we're talking like low budget.
Yeah, our parade's free. You show
Okay,
up.
He's like, I'll give you the friends and family
We like
discount,
free.
$100.
All of yeah.
Like free. Yeah.
But to put up like a booth in the park, it would cost you like $75.
Well, that's actually a really cheap booth fee.
Yeah, so it's not too
That's
bad.
a really inexpensive one. And kind of our goal, I mean, we obviously want to celebrate 100 years, but I feel like the other part of our goal is to really, I think sometimes people don't realize what PTA does. And
Oh, yeah.
so, we really want to advertise the value of PTA.
Yeah, for sure.
And why we've lasted for 100 years and why it's a value for us to continue.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think people think maybe PTA. This was an analogy given to me is where there's the Twinkie, and then is the fluff, but the inside is the cream, and it's good. That's the good part. I think a lot of the outside is those PTA party planners. Oh. And then when we've talked on our podcast about advocacy and legislation, that's the cream. That's why it lasts, I think. So.
yeah. Well, and just our mission, like our mission is
To
advocate, to make every child's potential a reality by empowering and engaging families to advocate for all children. Yep. Yeah. Which is such an awesome, just the fact that we're empowering others to advocate. I love that part. It's not just us advocating, but we're empowering and helping others to do that too. So we're just going to go out there and build a state full of children's advocates. It's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. We are going to have some kind of bigger events. We're going to try to do one in the north and one in the south. We haven't quite decided what that's going to look like, whether it's going to be like a carnival or open house style, or honestly just watch for some more information on that, because I think that'll be really fun to get together with the like broader community, you know. So
and allowing our local PTAs an opportunity to be a part of it too. So that's kind of our hope, is to get you guys involved, because we want you.
Yeah,
we want you to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So I thought we all have looked up some history of PTA. Oh, and I think I found out what the name of the house was.
Oh, wow.
David O. McKay House on South Temple. Okay.
Why was I thinking McConkey?
I don't know. So the PTA headquarters used to be in South Salt Lake. Well, no, not South Salt Lake.
On South Temple.
Temple.
1037.
And we had been like racking our brains on what the house was called, and we Googled it and we couldn't really find it. And so we had to text the people that know. It's called the David O. McKay House. It was on South Temple. But we're not there anymore. So don't go there hoping to find that you're going to find the PTA office, because we are not there.
Come here. The parking is better.
So
come to Murray.
Over 125 years ago, the National PTA was started. Do you guys know the story? How it started?
Something about the two ladies?
Yep. So 2 ladies, 2 moms, they got together and they wanted to do something better for their schools. Alice McClellan, Bernie, and Phoebe Aberson Hurst. They wanted to get together, and what they did was they invited all these people to attend a meeting in Washington, D.C. And I don't know, I'm thinking that they were hoping their movement would take off, but I don't know how many people they expected to come to the meeting. I mean, I would love to interview them one day in the next life and see like what they were thinking, if they were like thinking like maybe happened. Like 30 people would come, but they had over 2,000 people come. This is in February 17th of 1897. And they said it was mostly mothers, but also fathers, teachers, laborers, and legislators attended the first convocation of the National Congress of Mothers in Washington, D.C. We had 3 delegates there. So that's awesome.
I think it's really cool.
And I love that it just started with like 2 moms that were like, look, we can make a difference. And they saw like the big picture, you know, like we often get just like bogged down by the thing in front of us. You know, we get like, we have our blinders on. But then when we take those blinders off and we see the big picture, that's like when real power and real change can happen. And there's been some amazing things that National PTA has helped go through. And one of the big things that they helped start was the school lunch program. And for most of us, like, it just makes sense that you would have served lunch at school. Like, it's just like what you do. And that wasn't a thing in the past. So they helped start the school lunch program. They also helped with the creation of kindergarten classes. And I love that too. Mm-hmm. School safety, having arts and education, lots of things. So it says in 1847, the first school was opened in Salt Lake Valley by Mary Jane Dilworth. And then we went to the first National Congress in Washington, D.C. The Utah Congress of Mothers was formed in 1898. I like that it was called the Congress of Mothers.
That's awesome.
But now we have lots of fathers and grandparents and aunts and uncles and
I love that.
The community members. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not just mothers, but I think thinking about the times, you know, the mothers were the ones doing these types of things. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. It wasn't really the fathers. So
the fathers tradition. Sorry.
So it says in 1914, in May, a constitution and bylaws were adopted, and we still have bylaws. They are the rules for how we work in PTA. But they said they conducted a survey to see what the children wanted to do, if they want to be taught sewing or cooking.
What did they choose? Does it say?
No. I don't know. It doesn't say. What would you have picked? If you were a kid, what do you think you would have picked?
If you were a kid?
Sewing or cooking?
Yeah, that's hard.
I would have picked sewing, I think. I still hate cooking. And I don't know if it's the cooking that I hate so much as like you have to clean up when you're done.
I know, seriously.
I hate cleaning up cooking.
And then you have to like eat the food, which is great, but then you have to like put all the food away too.
Yeah, like I want to just be done.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to clean up any messes. And I think that's why I don't like cooking. I don't like to clean up the mess.
It's too messy.
If I had a maid to clean up after me, I'd cook.
I'd have the maid cook.
I know, I probably would. I'd have them do both. Let's be honest.
So in 1931, the state office was located at 149th
and a half.
Just saw that too. I don't know what that means exactly.
Maybe they were upstairs or downstairs.
Maybe. On Regent Street in Salt Lake City. And they paid $10 a year for rent.
Wow. And now our memberships for most people are about that much.
Yeah. That is crazy. $10 a year.
Wow. Can you imagine what we could do if we only had to pay $10 a month or a year for rent?
That's like thinking about all the things you could do if you didn't have to sleep. You know, like if your body didn't need sleep, if you could just keep on going, like the Energizer Bunny, you know?
For sure.
Just keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
That's $200 our time.
Really?
Still cheap.
That's still cheap. Very cheap.
Yes, it is. That's crazy. $200 for the whole year?
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
We should all text our mortgage companies and be like, listen.
We are getting gypped. I pay more than that in taxes.
If you want to go to 149 Regent Street, it's a parking garage.
Oh, sad. So that's what's become of it. Huh?
Well, I don't know. Let's
I mean, did you type in 149th and a half?
I know, and a half. No, okay. It's not like, I guess there's some parking, but it's, there's the Regent Street Black Box. Oh, it's Eccles Theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the back side of it.
Oh, okay.
But it's cool. Yeah.
I've driven back there because my daughters performed. Well, they didn't perform. They handed out, what do you call them? The playbills. Thank you. Yeah.
So
on the other side is the parking garage.
Oh, nice. In 1951, every school in the state of Utah had a PTA.
That is cool.
That's amazing.
That's super cool.
We're definitely not there now.
No. Nope.
But we could get there. But there are just a lot more schools.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of schools now.
Yeah. Well, and helping those schools to see the value of PTA.
Yeah.
I think, we have some that have gone a different way, and I don't know that they realize or understand the value of PTA.
Yeah.
So.
I love it. I was going to tell you guys something else that I was looking up. In 1952, it says Utah inaugurated a unique plan. A school for the study of alcoholism was held on the Utah State University campus. And I love that because, PTA plans all the parties and whatnot, but here's PTA moms showing that we're something bigger than a party. Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to do all the parties too. Mm-hmm. We want to do all the parties.
And the parties do have value.
Because they have their value and they have their place. But once you realize that power that comes from banding together on, like, real issues that are happening in your area or in your state, that's real.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
The whole advocacy component of PTA. And to know that, like, they've been advocating from the beginning. It didn't start out as a party planning group. It was an advocacy group.
It definitely started as an advocacy group.
Yeah.
And I love all of it. I feel like to be a successful PTA, you got to do both parts. You know, you got to do the advocacy part, but you also got to do the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all the things in between.
Advocacy could be fun, by the way.
Oh, it totally is fun.
Pickle jar.
Definitely fun.
That's what
So
I think of.
I just recently had to write a cover letter. And, you know, in a cover letter, you write, like, why you're good for a certain position or, like, the good things about you. And I did actually put that I was fun in my cover letter.
Yep. And that would be very accurate. Yeah.
I was like, somebody's got to bring, like...
Bring the fun.
Yeah.
Bring the fun.
That's true.
For sure.
Everything's got to be, like, a little bit fun.
Yes. And, like, that's an important part of engagement, I think,
Yeah,
too.
totally.
People don't want to go and sit through a boring meeting. Like, they want to be engaged, and they want to be... Not necessarily... I mean, sometimes we want to be entertained. Let's be honest.
Yeah, sometimes we do.
I just want someone to entertain me. But, yeah, I think that excitement and that engagement is important.
Yeah. And that's what builds, like, those relationships in PTA as well. You know, you hear a lot of people say that they PTA because of their friends. And I think that's a special component that PTA brings people together that are similar-minded in what they want to do for children. And, you know, you can make real lasting friends.
For sure.
Because of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, some of my best friends are PTA people.
Totally.
For sure.
Totally. So. I did have someone say, well, if I become your friend, am I going to be dragged into PTA? And I was like, well, sure, yes, definitely.
Probably, most likely.
And, like, if you want to see me during the session, you need to join this part of my PTA schedule. Like,
what side of me do you want to see?
Yeah, exactly. I have, a group of friends, and we play games sometimes, and I was like, okay, the session is about to start. And they were like, well, when can you come play games with us? And I'm, like, looking at my days, and I was like, when it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
See you in March.
It's okay. Right.
It's good. It's good. But it just was, like, really funny because I also work, too. So I'm, like, I have to work on the other days. So.
Yep. It's a balancing act.
Definitely is.
Well, and even, I mean, we do have people on PTA that are working full-time jobs.
Yes.
And, yeah.
I mean, Mike works
there you go.
full-time.
Mike.
Full-time.
Full-time. Mm-hmm.
He's awesome.
Yep. And then some that work full-time for no pay, like Corey and Julie and...
Totally.
Yeah.
60-hour weeks.
They definitely work over
Insane.
full-time, and they're not getting paid for anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 1976, it says the Utah PTA's alcohol awareness was one of the 20 best projects submitted to National PTA and earned a $1,000 grant.
That's cool.
And then in 1976, National PTA started a massive project on TV violence. Utah PTA became fully supportive of the effort. I think we need to start that over. Can we redo that project?
Yeah. This is true. Well, even like the Safe Sidewalk program, I just think about like our safe walking route that we were working on just last year. And like they were dealing with a lot of the same problems that we are now and just trying to make things better.
Yeah. It's interesting
cool.
that we're still dealing with a lot of the same problems, but like just differently.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because back then they were concerned about, you know, their kids getting to school safe, and we're still concerned about getting our kids to school safe. You know, we haven't quite mastered that.
Yep. Which I think is another, you know, push for like why PTA is important. We, you know, this is not a problem that is just going to go away. We need to continually work towards safe walking routes and watching out for the safety of our kids. So, very cool.
Well, hey, it's good to know we could hit 100,000 members if we did it in 1981 at 130,000.
Yeah, we used to have a lot more members, so we can do it. It's there.
Yep.
We have way more population since 1981.
That's crazy that they, like that jump from 1980 to 1981 was an increase of 27,966.
Yeah.
Like, that is awesome. We would like to do that.
Everybody's not going to go and text like 10 friends to join PTA.
I mean, our goal next year, we would love to have 100,000 members.
Yeah.
For our 100-year anniversary.
That would just be so special. It's so cool.
But it's not going to happen without
you,
the little guys. Without the locals putting the word out and inviting. I think sometimes we forget to invite. Invite people to join.
Or we just like assume like they'll do it on their own. then I don't know.
Or assume that they're already members.
Yeah.
Like I had family members that, well, I have one family member that we're working on. We're working on helping her to see the value of PTA. She announced at the beginning of the school year she wasn't going to join PTA. We'll work on her.
I don't like to announce this per se, but I told my sister-in-law, just join the Utah PTA Beehive unit, which is Utah PTA, just our unit. You don't really get calls from us telling you to go and set up for something at the school, but you're a member. You're a member, and we can still send you information about advocacy.
Yep, it's true. Let's see. Any other pearls of information here?
I don't know. I feel like there's lots. Especially, there's great stories in Utah, but there's also great national PTA stories. So you can look on their website, and they have lots of stories too. And on past episode, we were talking about how using Wikipedia is not a good source for things, not a good source for research. And I just Googled history of PTA, and Wikipedia comes up first. And if you click on it, it says Parent-Teacher Association, and it says a Parent-Teacher Association / organization, Parent-Teacher Friend Association. Nope, this page is all sorts of wrong. It's all sorts of wrong. Anyway, side note.
All sorts of wrong.
Right. You can't believe everything you read on the internet.
It's true. Okay. I was going to tell you guys some things about National PTA too. Let's see. So in 1921, there was a plan adopted for organizing PTAs in South America. I'm not really sure how that went. I do know we have PTAs in England.
Yep.
And where did people listen to us at?
Do we have
Scotland or something?
Norway.
Norway.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's right. In 1923, National PTA had an emphasis on all year round parenthood, the things of the home brought back to the home, and educated membership, and interpreting the value of education to the American people. I love that. Let's see. Oh, in 1924, the Parent-Teacher Association organized in Brazil. Is it still in Brazil? I don't know. But it kind of looks like in the 1920s, the National PTA was involved heavily on I can't think of the word, on the foreign side. They attended conferences in Switzerland, and they traveled all over, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
They're recognized as, an important organization, just not something frilly or something that doesn't really matter. So they're a big deal. And I like that we're a part of that.
It's kind of cool seeing the years they charted of the PTA. So National PTA New York State, 1897, all the way to 2021, Maryland.
Well, were they the one that lost theirs and had to reapply?
Cool. Oh yeah, Maryland had its charter revoked in 2021, and then they got
Don't
it
do
back.
bad things with your money.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So in 1970, they attended meetings in Australia. So they really are involved on the global scene. That's so cool. I don't know. Now I want to read all of this.
I want to know about these road trips across Utah. I keep reading in our history, and it says, First Lady of Utah, Jacqueline Leavitt, accompanied Utah PTA on the annual road trip across Utah.
Oh.
I have to ask some people about that.
Well, why aren't we invited on some
I
annual
want to do
road
some
trip?
road tripping. I love road trips.
Yeah, just wanted to go to St. George.
It's kind of interesting. Arkansas had their PTA started the same year as us.
Oh.
Really?
I wonder what they're going to do for 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's contact
Maybe
them.
maybe we should contact them over there and just see.
And if you look up other states' PTA pages, there's more history about like each individual state on those pages as well too. So if you're just like curious, like what was happening in Texas in PTA or California or Illinois or wherever, you can look it up. But I'm excited to celebrate all the good that PTA has done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just think of the good in my own life. You know, if I'm just thinking like one frame right here, it's been so beneficial in my life. Mm-hmm. And I've learned so much, and it's taught my kids so much too. So
yeah.
And my kids have really benefited from being in a school with a PTA and having their mom at school, whether they like it or not.
That's right.
I think my kids like it.
Yep.
I think they do. So, all right.
Okay.
Awesome.
Someone's going to message us after this that they want to help us with the float.
Yep. I hope so.
Please.
We would love it.
Please.
Love it. Then we know you're listening.
That's right.
Okay. Are we dancing?